Are you and your dog struggling with reactivity? You're not alone. The good news is that we've created a completely new approach to managing your dog's reactivity, and it's available for you and your dog right now. Go to positively.com, click Take a Course, and choose Help Stop Reactivity to enroll in this game-changing online course for you and your dog today. That's positively.com. And now, on to the podcast. Do I have a podcast for you today? It has been hard because everybody's really busy, but I have the 4 trainers from and I put it like the Dog Academy. Kamal Fernandez, Sean Brown, Joe Pay. Here they are for all of you fans, for everybody who loves watching the Bad Dog Academy, whether it's on Channel 4, whether it's on streaming, or whether it's on YouTube. They are here. So I just want to say welcome, everybody.
Hey, Vic.
Hello. It's been a long time since we have all been together in one place. And I know we're not physically together, but this is quite nice.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? And look, right now, as we are recording this, and we're recording this on April the 11th, 2025, we are just about to, well, the next episode is the 3rd episode in the 2nd series. There are 8 episodes. And, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, the Dog Academy, I have a real difficulty saying Bad Dog Academy, but okay, I'm going to refer to it as BDA from now on. But the BDA is just catching fire. It is taking the British dog-loving nation, and those who even don't have dogs, by storm. They are absolutely loving it. And I think that is a testament to not just how beautifully the program is made. And I have to say, thank the producers, 5 Mile Films, and also for Channel 4 for, believing in us. But just the great casting that's been with the fabulous dogs, the fabulous people, and also this talented bunch here, because we take on some really difficult cases. If you haven't watched it, then watch it, because I can't stress to you enough, this is not just a show where we show you dog training. This is a show where we really delve deep into the relationship between dogs and people. And my goodness, you can see such changes just when somebody changes their own behavior. This is different from any other dog training show that you might have seen or that you might love, including It's Me or the Dog, I should say. But It's Me or the Dog does that too. Anyway, moving on from that, it's these guys. So I'm going to start with you, Kamal. When you started the show, what did you think? What did you when they were like, Kamal, we want you to be on this show? What did you first of all think?
So it's really interesting that you gave that intro. So shout out to everybody, obviously, as part of the team. It's great, as Joe said, to have everybody on the same song sheet or same place, which is, even though it's via the internet. So it definitely was, as you said, it was a show like when they approached me, and God, it seems so long ago when we went to London to have your audition. It's literally years ago. And when I went to London, and I was a bit naive about what it was, because apparently they tried to contact me, and then I got an email and I thought it was spam, so I just deleted it, and I was just like, oh, whatever. And then they messaged again and they said they mentioned Vic, and I was like, oh, this might be real then. So I said, okay, I contacted them and they invited me to London. And when I went in there, I thought, this is a bit weird, because you went to some, random place to do the audition and to do the screen test. And when they were telling me about the show, I was like, oh, God, this could be amazing. It's all, especially in my previous life, what I used to do and what I do now, it was like a merging of the two things. And I was like, and I said to them, my parting words to Kay as it happened was, look, if you don't have me on this job, you know what, I wish you all the success, because I said, I think you could be really onto, and I used the word something really special and magic if you get it right, because it's telling the human story, it's telling the human dog story that often is at play when you have dogs with inverted commas behavioural problems. And I was like, you know what, wish you all the best, whatever happens. And it just so happened that I got called up. So it was, and I genuinely still feel that. And I watched last night's episode. And it was for us,
beautiful.
it was really great. And you're like, wow, because it's so long ago, you sort of forget what you did, and it takes you back to that place and working with those people, and that in that little tiny window that you have into their world, you realize how we have a very privileged opportunity because people are really vulnerable. And I think that's what the show really showcases. There's lots of shows that have shown, oh, this is how you teach a dog to, stop barking or whatever. But this really goes a little bit deeper than that. And that's what really appealed to me. And yesterday was definitely an illustration of that. And that particular case that we dealt with the Dachshund, Natalie the Dachshund, it was really, really, she was really vulnerable. And, and ironically, and I said this with the group, like somebody that I'm coaching, who has a confidence issue. I've only just started working with her, and she messaged me this morning, voice noted me, and basically said she watched the episode, and it was like you were talking. She had that connection with her, with Natalie, and how the work that we did, that Sean and I did with Natalie, really, really connected with her and made her rethink and reflect on her relationship. And it's one of those things that you sort of in the trenches, you don't really think about the impact it's going to have to other people watching at home. And then I had somebody, funny enough, on a call on the way driving where I am today at my parents', and they were talking about Joe's case of the two dogs fighting, and they were asking me about that, and they said, oh, we've got some issues with dogs that we've got, and we take it on board, and we're like, they really could empathize with those people because they've been in that place. And you're like, wow, it makes you really sort of reflect on what we did, and it's really humbling to be part of. The team were incredible, and it's a really surreal experience to be in the BDA. But yeah, it just feels like so long ago. But you sort of I've not moved on, but because it's so long ago, you sort of forget what you did with it, really. And when I saw it yesterday, I was like, wow, it really and I'm not just saying it because I'm part of it. And I said it in my audition that this show has such potential to be really something special and unique and different. And I hope that the public will see that in us and see the authenticity with which we all came to the project, and we engage with the clients and the dogs, and take that message, really.
I think they will, because I don't think you can't. I mean, okay, so we filmed this in the last series we filmed in 23. And that's why Kamal's saying it's been a while. And actually, it happens a lot with TV nowadays, is that you film and it might take, because they've got quite a lot of content on the shelf. So it might take quite a while for your show to actually get on air. But that's why. So it was 23. So really about 1.5 years it took to get to air the second series. But I agree with you, Kamal. When Nick Mirsky came to me from 5 Mile Films and he said, we've got this project and we'd like you to be a consultant on it and also be one of the trainers, I was like, I absolutely love it. And I saw right from the start of how special it was, and not only how special it was, about how much attention to detail everything was. And that was, I think, really important to me, really important to the producers, really important to Channel 4, that there was real attention to detail. And most of all, bringing in incredible people that would be able to work together as a team. We didn't want to have any egos. If anybody had an ego, right, they didn't make it. And that's not just me saying, oh, because, no, you have to be a team player, which is the reason why Sean and Joe, we just, of course, I've known you, Joe, for a long time, but I hadn't met Sean before. But it's not just because Sean is a former professional rugby player, but because we knew that this guy's humble enough to be a team player. So, Sean, your experience, and then I get to you, Joe.
I mean, it would be similar to Kamal, a lot of it. Although I would say he was a bit of a big time on the second season compared to first season. I see him umbrella and the loss was, but I think the stories. The real nice thing about the story is the show captures the aspects of the human, of the dog, the before, some of the process, and then the after as well. I don't think there's many shows that I don't think there's any shows that are doing that, and that hopefully then brings the people, because the things with dog training, we always focus on the dog's needs or behaviour, and actually some of that training process, or what maybe stops people from progressing with their dog, is their journey as well, their confidence, or their sort of confidence to take things on and to take it on. So I think the show really captures that of helping the human side of it and the dog side of it, and then trying to like bring them all back together, show them the light, and then we get the progress and a bit of momentum, really. But yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. It's probably more stressful than when I played rugby, like, to be honest.
You're so right. It is stressful, isn't it?
The pressure is on, and I think sometimes the pressure's on because you care. Like, we had some really big cases in season 2, and you get the dog and you think this dog is a challenge, and the people have got a story, and you're trying to like pull it all together, and like I sat with Kamal so many times talking, thinking like we got to pivot quick now to try and get this over the line. But that pressure is just because you care, and I hope viewers just watch it and go like they either take from it their journey or the dog's journey, but either way it just shows that it is possible, and that you're not alone in what people are going through, really.
Joe, you're well, first of all, I've known you for a long, long time, and we work together a lot. When this project came up, the first person that came to mind was you.
Oh, thank you.
Because not only are you just a brilliant trainer, that you're brilliant also with people. And that aspect, again, was another thing was another reason of how trainers were picked, right? Is that you have to kind of love people as well. It's not enough just to want to work with the dogs. You got to love people as well. What was your experience coming onto the show? And obviously we've all had challenges doing this show, but like, what did you think it was going to be? And did it meet your expectations, or did it challenge you even more? That's a lot.
All of the above, all of it. So for me, similarly to Kamal, I got an email saying, "Hey, do you want to come and try out for this?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is junk." And I hovered over the right-click delete button, and I think I messaged you, Vic, and I was like, in fact, I think it even had your name in it. And I messaged you, and I was like, "Is this junk?" And you were like, "Do not delete that. Do not delete it. Please don't." So yeah, that was, and when we all went through the audition process, similarly to you, Kamal, I did not think, and not similarly to you, I thought the idea was great, and I was full of excitement for Kay and the project because everyone did amazing. I didn't think in a million years I'd get a call back. I really did not at all. So I was making holiday plans and all kinds, because I was like, yeah, that'll never happen. But then you start getting those callbacks. It's like, hang on a minute, this actually might happen. Really? Are you sure? And telling some of my customers that, we're not going to be doing classes in July because I've got to go do this. And they were like, what? I was like, I know. And my hairdresser said to me, why have they asked you? So no.
Why? Yeah, funny you should talk about hair, Joe. But I mean, yeah, very nice segue. I mean, okay. So as this show continues, because it is the second series, various trainers are getting known for various things. And I have to say, Jo is known for her hair. Right. I just want to preface this. If I wore my hair like Jo's, within 2 seconds, it would be completely just flat. It would stick to my head. It would look absolutely terrible, which is the reason why I have to put my hair up all the time. Jo's hair has caught the attention. I'm not kidding. Has become so popular. It's almost becoming a meme in itself, Jo's hair. But everyone, all of these are like, Jo, how do you keep your hair so beautiful? Oh, I love Jo's hair. I'm like, how does she do her hair? And I'm saying, she does it. And she comes in, and it looks beautiful the whole way through, where I'm starting to look like scraggles and bits and Joe's hair.
Yeah.
She's going for a big shampoo deal, isn't she?
Yeah.
Big sponsorship coming in.
Yeah. Do you know the funniest thing about you say about Joe's hair? I remember the first time I met Joe on the VSA conference, and Joe was the person that greeted me, and the first impression was, God, look at that woman's hair. Honestly, I swear to you, I was like, oh my God, look at her hair, because it was immaculate. It was like I thought if she was in a shower of rain, the rain would have the audacity to get us. They wouldn't dare. It would just repel. It would bounce off it.
The thing is, on the season 2 as well, I remember when you had a really difficult case. You were angry, you were trying to get through. It was like loads of pressure, everything was going on. You're covered in treats. I think it was like squirty cheese all over you. Hair was immaculate though. It's glistening.
See me when I'm angry. The hair just doesn't want to make me angry. You've seen me having a strop. You've seen me raging and crying. The hair's like, just don't.
No, I think everybody has to take themselves away. Everybody has sense of humor failures at times because it is such pressure. But before we go there, I also now want to so Kamal has this, right? Not only is he very handsome, so he's got his fan club, but he has this way of you just want to call him up afterwards and say, Kamal, would you mind? Can I just tell you all my problems, please? And can you help, just get to the nitty gritty? Because he does. He is the absolute master interviewer. So that, and he's so kind and so intuitive that people just tell him everything. And Kamal, what a lot of people don't know about you is that you used to be a police officer.
Yeah, so it's interesting that people pick that up of me because I don't really think about it really. It's just, and I suppose it's so ironic, isn't it, how your life brings you to this point. It's like I was having this conversation earlier about how it come to be and how that experience and dealing with people in positions of vulnerability with quite extreme, situations, how my job was to allow them to the space to open up and disclose really, really private, personal, sensitive information. And it's ironic that I do that in a similar fashion in this medium. And that definitely wasn't the intention, because when obviously we had our, when they pitched the show, and I remember saying to Kay, when we're doing the audition, and I was like, oh, it's a proper show then. It's like, oh, you're not just like a little thing. And she's like, oh no, it's a real a proper show. Because when she said about that, I was like, oh, I that would really interest me. I said, to really have those conversations with people where you get to allow them the space to open up and be candid. And you hope that you can allow them, you hope that you convey enough trust where they feel they can open up. So I definitely feel my previous experience has helped me, but I also am humbled by the fact that people are willing to be that transparent and open and vulnerable, because it helps in our job. And I think there's, I'd say a lot of dog shows and dog training programs focus so intently on the behavior of the dog and, coming up with a quick fix. My feeling is that we're doing the work that should be done, really, which is getting to the core causes of the issue. So yeah, it's been a real, I suppose we all have Sean was a rugby player, that's who would think that would take him into this world? But I remember a moment on the first series where, we didn't know each other at all. I'd never met Sean hadn't met me. And there was a particular moment where we were both really stressed about the situation. And I sort of was like, don't worry, I will not let this go wrong. I've got your back. And it was like that moment, it was like, okay. And it was like we didn't have to say any more than that. It's like, okay, bang, we've got it. And then I think that was a real learning curve for us both. I think all of us really, because that first series was like, what the hell have we all signed up for? It was absolutely like Jesus Christ. It's some of those days. I remember everybody being in that green room going, literally in the state of rocking in the corner.
Do you remember when we were making plans, Kamal? It was like a running joke. It's like our script, whatever you had done with us for the last month of what we were going to try and do with this dog, just bin that. We're just going to vibe right now of what we're actually going to do with the dog. It was crazy, wasn't it? I remember Milo, and I think Milo was the first, and everybody in that first series had a moment where, so people that are watching this, we had like little cameras in the green room so we could see what was being filmed, and every trainer had a moment where they were sat in that room with a dog, and you're by yourself when you first met your dog, and they're just like staring at a wall thinking like, oh, this might be me. I don't know. There's no way we can do anything with this dog in this amount of time. And it's like, yeah, it was quite an experience.
It was an
All
experience.
of us sat in the green room are all sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? I don't do. Should we go and help? Can we go and like, what can we do? And we just had to sit there and watch while one of us is kind of out there on their own. Got a training plan in my head,
and it was so. Do you know the thing that really which to convey to people, because obviously the big thing that doesn't necessarily come across in the show is the amount of preparation and time that we have. We have a lot of preparation time, so we have infinite amounts of meeting in which we are proposed a case that comes to be. We have a person that says, I want help with my dog. So we try, based on what they tell us, to try and figure out what we're going to do. And we will have endless prep meetings about that, from both the dog training point of view, like when we were in pairings, May and Sean would have that conversation in series 1. In this series, we'd have like meetings with production. Right, well, this is what we think we're going to do. We're going to need this equipment. We're going to need da. And then you turn up and it all gets, you're like, Jesus, that is not the problem at all.
That's the funny thing with the production, isn't it? It's like, so they want to do all these meetings, but so that it stays real and authentic, we can't speak to the owners, we can't see the dog, we get to see a few clips of video, and we get like this report that they've wrote, and then you go, right, let's make the show from that. But it does mean that it's real, and you have like real moments and real breakthroughs and stuff. But it is, it's I wouldn't say it's like a nice peaceful journey.
I don't think it can be easy for the production team, because we have those production meetings and we give them a plan, and we tell them what equipment we want, and we tell them exactly what we're going to do, and then we get there with the dog and we're like, we're not going to do that.
And you know, I have to say,
roll with it, don't they?
They do. Well, Kay and Jordan, the two producers on this show, and then also when Nick was playing role of producer as well, and they're very patient with us, and they are like, I mean, and I have to say, kudos to them, because you're right, Joe. They have to roll with it, because if we say, everything that we had spent like 3 hours talking to you about, we're not going to do. And also the place that we were going to film in this beautiful estate that we're filming on, we can't film in it. And then they have to pivot like us as well. And I think that they have learned, they've had to learn to really, like, when it comes to dogs, sometimes you've got to go with it. Yeah. And so kudos to them. Now, coming back to sort of the characters on this show, Sean in the first series, right? There was this whole thing of nobody actually understands what Sean is saying.
Can I just pause for 1 second? Can I just interject? If this is going to be the Sean Brown adoration section,
no, it is.
I'm going to just mute myself, because I'm sick to it. I'm sick to it.
Just let her roll. Come on.
This is it.
I'm
Kamal,
his bad carrier.
You get your fair share
really
as well.
Clever and smart on the show, right? You've had yours. Now let us have mine.
Sean has become, and I'm not kidding, not just in the UK, but certainly in America as well, because suddenly people are beginning to see it on social media. They are going, who is that? And Sean is becoming a bit of a sex symbol. He is the sort of the rugged, mountain man, former rugby player, and he's on his farm and he's on his tractor, and he's like, I mean, come on. No, seriously, it's happening.
They might think I'm good looking, but they're all looking at us going like, what did he say again? What was that?
It's true.
And I'm running around. I remember Kamal, when we did that Milo dog, and we had never actually, that was our first case together.
From series 1?
I was quite like just chilled out, like I had a bit of crack, but nothing too much. And this dog was difficult as well. And then I was like, right, I'm going to give it like full beans. Actually, he needs the play to get him recalled. And you were like stood back. You were like shell shocked, weren't you? You're like, what is going on?
Yeah, because what happened was, obviously, we didn't know each other. And like all through the prep, Sean was quiet as a church mouse. I was like, oh my God, like, is anybody in? I was literally like tapping on the door going like, oh God, Jesus Christ, is anybody? But okay, he's looking a bit vacant and he's drooling, but it's okay. I think I can carry him. And then we had this the first case, and he, honest to God, I was like, I was like, Jesus Christ, he turned into this bouncing Labrador. And I was like, he just was pinging. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like literally dodging him out the way. And I was like, got it. Now I know who he is. It's all good. We'll run with that version of Sean. But yeah, even in series 1, I think he had his adoring fans.
He did have his adoring fans. Look, we're going to take a quick break and then come back. And there's more secrets and behind the scenes at the Dog Academy. We'll be back. Have you discovered the completely redesigned Positively.com yet? When you create a free account at Positively.com, you can enroll in fun, accessible, and free online courses to help you and your dog live your best lives together. Join the community completely dedicated to supercharging your relationship with your dog at Positively.com today. That's Positively.com. I'm back with Joe, Sean, and Kamal from the Dog Academy, and we've just been talking in the break about Sean's tattoos. He's got one arm, and because, we wear shirts and we wear long sleeve shirts, you don't see them, but I really like that he just said that one of his tattoos is Icarus, Icarus who flies too close to the sun. He gets a little bit cocky, doesn't he? And he flies too close to the sun and his wings start to melt. And Sean said, will you say it, Sean?
Yeah, I got it. I got it when I was playing rugby, but it just reminded us to stay humble, really, just keep it a little bit level. I'm definitely more mature now, but I try and, when things are going well, I don't go too high, and when things are going bad, I try not to go too low, and I just try and like just take the peaks off everything a little bit. Whereas some people say I'm a bit grumpy and that, but really, that is the thing. Is I just think, just try and smooth it out really, and just. I've covered. My missus goes nuts, like she doesn't want us to have any more. But I've got, I think I've got like 7, 8. If you count the sleeve as one, but the sleeve goes all the way up my arm, and then it comes all down my chest as well.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to take your shirt off, but I know there's a lot of women that would like it, and the rest.
Yeah, Sean's calendar will be available on www.victoriastillwellacademy.com.
Could you imagine that?
Season 3, that season 2. Remember we were pushing they were trying to push us to do like a pool scene and do the water and stuff. So I just need my fan base. My fan base has just got to push it now. Now I'll be like jumping into water with dogs in like the what did they have, like a lake or something, didn't they?
Sean with a strategically placed treat pouch. Sean lying with a snuffle mat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is just, I'm telling you, you know what? Okay. So let's just, I got to get back on track. Right. Nick Grimshaw. So I want to preface this first as well and tell people a bit of the history. In the first series, you saw that we had 2 other trainers, Adam Dames and Nancy Creedon, and they were absolutely wonderful, and we loved and adored them. And sometimes, though, production and also, the network, very, very normal to jig things around between series. And so that's what happened. And they just thought that there was too many trainers, nothing to do with their talent, nothing to do how amazing they were. And but Adam is still with us, and he is a support trainer. And then they brought 2 other trainers on, Shane Hartshorn, who's also a VSPDT, and Amy Brown as well, who works with you, Joe Pay. They do a really important job. We couldn't do this without them. And so I just want to say kudos to them. But also, we've also got this presenter. His name is Nick Grimshaw. And a couple of people after the first episode of the second series were like, what's Nick Grimshaw doing now? Because if you know who he is, you love and adore him. He is a very popular DJ, and he's just a popular celebrity in his own right because he's just such a lovely guy. But he's big into music. He's interviewed everybody from Lady Gaga to Madonna. I mean, he knows his stuff. And they just thought that they would like to have a presenter to kind of welcome people into the Dog Academy and to also play that viewer, to be the ears and eyes of the viewer that actually would ask us questions. Kind of because sometimes we get so involved in what we're doing, he just allows us to refocus a little bit and maybe see it from the viewer's point of view. He asks really intelligent questions. And so, I know that all of us thought, well, how's he going to fit in? How's he going to fit in? And I'm telling you, day one, I was like, oh, okay, I got it. He is totally divine, an absolute gem.
You were saying about Kamal, so to be fair, you girls, you were quite good with him. The first, we were doing a difficult case, and he floated around the set, didn't he? And with his entourage. And he would come in and he'd wave his arms around, but all happy and asking you these questions. And then he would just float back out of your scene, and you would then have to carry on going through the stress, of trying to do this work. And then so I was like, well, all right then, if we're going to do it that way, every time he was coming in, I was like the camera guys was like, oh, can I get them to do stuff that is, and we'll say it's for the dog training. We'll see that this is really important. So now some of it's in the show, and it is, but then we started doing. We were basically saying, how far can we push this now and get him to do stuff? And I think by the end of it, he was quite happy when he was going to see Joe and Vic. They would say, "Oh, you got to go and do a scene with Sean now." He was like, "No, go on, because then we'll just leave this one."
He was. I mean, you always, when somebody comes in, and we're kind of such a sort of a team, when somebody comes in, you're like, how is this person going to fit? And especially because he's a huge dog lover, but he doesn't know what we do. So how's he going to fit? And so, so the producers will say, we would love Nick to come in but then Nick was he was so supportive. He cared. He cared as much as we cared. And I think that's what makes it so genuine. So in the second episode, he welcomes people. He puts them at ease right from the start. He just brings this lightness and this authenticity to it that, I mean, I know you all agree. And then, of course, because you're the boys, right? You guys just riff off each other so beautifully, and he makes fun of you and you make fun of him. And there are videos out there that we post on social media of just, Sean, Kamal and Grimmy. And I mean, it just is.
But the great thing about Grimmy was do you know what? It's the same thing about the show. It's the authenticity. He didn't try and be something he wasn't. No. He was very much like one of the team. He mucked in when needed. You never saw him. And, when you work in television and media, you have to understand that the talent is a big entity, and they do have, egos that go with it. So you have to, understand that, and especially if you do anything with film work, but he wasn't like that at all. He was so humble. The big thing was he was a genuine dog lover, and he was genuinely interested in the cases and was genuinely like, oh, wow, and related them to his own dogs, etc. He was great. And I think that was the thing. I mean, he was a really, really good laugh as well. And once, I think me and Sean we definitely give him some stick.
If he thought he was going to come in and then he was going to be on a high horse in that green room, we piped him down. I tell you one thing he did bring though, the catering went up a level, didn't it? The food that was in that green room. My God.
Did. Yeah, it was much better. Well, because we were all eating, I don't know. I mean, I'm the dreadful one for the chocolate and the crap because, I don't know about you, but I get so exhausted. I need a sugar rush real fast. So you just grab in, eat a piece of chocolate, and then out you go and everything. Yeah, but when he came, the food got better. It was like, okay.
In the fridge, he had these green, natural pressed green shakes to £6 a thing. I was just taking these shakes, mate. He's like, where's my shakes?
They did not taste good.
No, couldn't do
He
it.
was like, have some, taste it.
No,
What taste? I was like, I am not. I
Yeah,
don't know
no,
what
I'll
is in
take a
that. I am
Kit
not
Kat over that
drinking
any
it.
day.
I don't know how good that is for you. I am not drinking it.
Yeah, but
You
he
know the
did. He
thing
has
that really-
this thing.
Go on,
Okay,
go on.
carry
No,
on,
go on.
Kamal.
No, I said, you know what really, really strikes me is, and I think you just said that, is that in that situation, you have to be a team player, because it would not work if you were like, obviously, you know, Vic's a big name in this industry, and she's on, you know, been on television since God was a boy. You know, in fact, I think her and God did a series together.
What you saying? I'm old.
You know,
Thanks, Kamal.
yeah. Not that old, Vic, but you know, you're pushing your twilight years, but nonetheless, you know. But again, it's this little nonsense that we come up with that really does make it's a really, really intense environment. You have so many competing entities. You have the dog, you have the owner, you have production, you have the trainer, you have the environment, you have all these moving parts that you're like, oh, like Sean said, how the hell am I going to make this work? When I was told or got the impression it was going to be this, and we've diligently planned, and we have to just go. And unless you have the support of your peers, sometimes it was just coming into the green room and somebody go, do you want a cup of tea? I'll stick the kettle on. That was as simple as sometimes it needed to be able to just go, okay, I can muster up the energy and go again and sort of rejuvenate myself. It wasn't, I mean, please don't get me wrong. It wasn't like any of us were not up for the challenge, but it was just a really, really surreal experience. And I think unless you had the dynamics of everybody genuinely rooting for each other, there was never a case of anybody going, well, I hope Joe cocks this up because it's going to make us look good, or vice versa, you know, because it just wasn't that type of energy. And everybody was on, and Grimmy just picked that vibe up and went, yeah, okay, I'm one of the team, and what do you need me to do, and where do you need me to be? And I'd say, you know, that's a testament to production for being able to find the right mix of people that work, because it could have very easily been very different, very, very easily been different, you know?
And, you know, it is an intense time of filming. It's around sort of 4 to 5 weeks of filming. And, you know, we go away for a couple of days, and then our filming really is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so, you know, by the time Sunday evening comes around, you're absolutely exhausted. But we talk a lot about our cases with each other. We do help each other. But when we're actually in it, and I think, you know, what Sean was saying, was it the first time you see us meet them is the first time we meet them. And that's it. There is nothing edited there. It's the first time we meet them. And obviously, and when people ask, like, how long are you with them? About 3 to 4 hours. So we can't show everything. We can't show the whole process. So you are getting edited process, but we are showing you a truthful process, right? And also we're not saying, hey, the dog's coming in and it's going to be absolutely 100% fixed by the time it leaves. You'll definitely see some huge progress, but then people have got to work at it.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. It is authentic, isn't it? Because I think like when we did Ghost, which was episode 1,
If
we had that dog, and there's some stuff that the viewers don't see of when we were doing the training, and we actually managed to be able to then handle them and stuff, and we knew the what this dog was thinking basically, and the line that we need to go down, and how he was trainable. But if we had said, oh, he was fixed there now, that would be. It would basically be lying, wouldn't we? It's a really authentic show to show you where the owners are as well as the dog. And I think the things with Ghost is it comes back to the two sides of it. Is we actually managed to do stuff with Ghost that the owners couldn't, and we seen the same with the Dachshund yesterday. It was a similar thing. As I can walk around with other dogs, no bother, and it was fine. And then we had them in with a group of dogs, didn't we, Kamal? And it played happy, wanted to be out, and it was so linked to the owner's confidence. And I think that's what's the really nice thing about the story. It's all real what you're seeing, and we're figuring it out at the same time as kind of the viewers are as well.
And when they're doing their challenge, that's it. I mean, isn't it, Kamal? When we're doing the challenge, we're really this is real.
Yeah, we don't practice that. We just have to go with it. Do you know what's interesting? And it'd be interesting to hear Vic's take on this. So what I think I love most about the show, and I think is the messaging that I think is so powerful, is the fact that we don't say this is a quick fix. We are authentic in going, listen, we're doing what we can in the time that we have. The owner has to put the work in. It's an ongoing process. We're part of the journey. We're starting the dog a reset, and then it's down to them to run with the ball, so to speak. And I think that there's a pressure on dog training shows to show the jazz hands, we fix the dog, off you go. And it's almost that pressure that's probably, I don't know whether it's pushed people, and certainly social media has this effect of gravitating to using other techniques because they appear to create the illusion of, hey, presto, your dog is fixed. And what I love and I hope comes across in the show is the realness of, no, we haven't fixed anybody's dog. What we've done is got them to look at the dog's behavior and themselves and start the process of changing and creating a new story to tell. And we do it via the medium of a story to try and get people to look at it from a place of emotion and sincerity. I don't know whether your experience being in this industry for so long was there a pressure to create the, ta-da, I fixed the dog initially in your career?
There was, the expectation was, but I think once they saw how I worked, and then again on It's Me or the Dog, when we first started, I had 4 days with the dog and the family, so we were able to do a lot more. Now this last series that I did, I have like a day and a half. So, but with the 4 days, we were able to do more. So in that way, I could get them to an even better place. But we never said this dog is fixed. We never said that, oh, we're all fine now, if it wasn't fine. But because I had longer, definitely I was able to get them further down the road. I do think, though, that people do see, I hope they've learned now that, but they see in a 30-minute show, like It's Me or the Dog became, is that, oh, she goes in, there's all these issues, she goes in, she works with them, and then they're all fixed. Well, that's easy, isn't it? And I really learned after filming the first series in 2005, when I was even watching it, I was like, I have to tell people, I have to tell the viewers this is work in progress. We can do amazing things pretty quickly. Yes, we can. But this is work in progress. So from the second series on, sometimes I did go in, and sometimes things really did. It was a quick fix. It did change. But I didn't want to pull the wool over people's eyes, and I wanted to make it authentic as possible. I think all of these dog training shows, there are some really good ones. There are some really not great ones at all. But I think ours, it's us. No other trainers are out there, us saying, oh, hey, we're going to be in so-and-so. And, are there any trainers in the area? I've got a dog doing so-and-so. And then can those trainers come and help and show the techniques? And then I will use the techniques on the show like we know somebody does. There is nothing like that. It is us. It is us. That's it. And then between shoots, so you think, oh, I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. No, you don't, because you're prepping, and that prep is a long prep. And yeah, so we do all our own stuff. I am not relying on any other trainer. Now, our support trainers can be there to help us if, like, I'll need Shane at some point to do things. You need Adam to do, and then you need Amy. Then they can handle a second dog, or they can take the dogs away for a little bit if I need, but it's us. That's it. It's us.
I think that's coming across better this series. I've had some feedback from last night's episode with Jack the Border Collie and Harley the Spaniel that I was working with. And the feedback that I've been given is they can see better passage of time. And also they could see that we were working things out. It wasn't just, it's this, so it's that. You could see more of the process going on, which I think is really useful for people, that it's not a magic wand. It's not just try one thing. I think they can see us trying different things and working it out and building a relationship with the dog.
Yeah.
And I think again, just to give kudos to the producer, to 5 Mile Film, one of my priorities when we started this show, or before I said yes, I was so aware and worried about the welfare of the dogs, because how can you take these dogs and take them to a strange place and work with a strange person, and ethically it be good, and then be treated well, and then be looked after, and their welfare should be a priority. And and people said to me that, oh, you're not worried about people criticizing you. Once you've been on TV, people are going to criticize you. They'll be on social media, be saying all these things. And I was worried about that until we did it. And when we did it, and you could walk away from that place, hand on heart, saying that I treated those people with kindness and respect, and I listened to them, and they trusted me, and every dog was treated beautifully. There was fear. Everything was done so beautifully, and the welfare of the dog was a priority. And 5 Mile Film got on board with that so well that you could really, I feel like the criticism I was worried about, I feel like, do you know what? It's like an armor. It's like armor, because I feel like we did such a good job, and they'd helped us look after those dogs so well that there is nothing you can say to me that's going to dent my armor, because I know we did good. Dogs were great.
People don't see as well as that when it ends, and I think a lot of the scenes will have the people leaving the manor house or whatever. We actually talk to the people after it ends as well, so it is really a full training day with one of us, and then they get a follow-up Zoom as well. So it's not like all the cameras are rolling, everyone right, quick to your stations, let's do a bit of training with the dog, speak to the owners, right, cameras are cut, right, go on then, jump back in your taxi, off you go type of thing. We then talk to them after, and I've actually had of different series that then reach out to us at like later dates or through my company and stuff, that then like keep in touch through it. So it is truly a training day. It's not an ideal setting for some of the training that you would do, but it is an authentic one training day for a few hours, and it's all just captured on camera, and then they produce it, I guess.
And you make a relationship with the people. Like 2 weeks ago, one of my clients from series 2 that hasn't aired yet phoned me up for a chat, and we were not asking me training advice. She just phoned up for a chat, and we were chatting about holidays and all kinds of things.
She wanted hair tips, Joe. Don't lie.
She did. She did want hair tips.
Come on, Joe. No, exactly. Yeah.
I have some of mine as well that they sent me Christmas card. I mean, I can't, but there's this, oh my God, there's this pug called Charlie, and you'll see him in an upcoming episode, who, oh my Lord, this dog, he was a bit of a mess when he came, but James and Mick, his dads, were just divine. They sent me Christmas cards.
I was going to say, they really took your heart, didn't they? You loved them.
They took my heart. I absolutely adored them. And there are dogs as well that you won't see on the show, and it's not because they didn't work out. It's just because we actually train more dogs than you see. We do more stories than you see, and then the producers will pick which ones that they want to show. But I had Molly, the German Shepherd, who had a really difficult issue. She was a spinner, for want of a better word, especially when she got overwhelmed. And the work that I did with her, and then the subsequent work, was like, I feel like that she's got some pain issues that's exacerbating the behavior. I'd like you to go talk with your vet, and then of course, there's the x-rays are done. There's definitely sensitivity in the back end, so we really care. And I, with all of Molly's problems, lovely family as well, she just got so much better. Even though we didn't show that, we still care, and we still make sure that the dogs are okay. I would have taken that dog home. I'd have taken Molly home. I'd have been like, yeah, that was my dog. But you won't see her in the show, unfortunately. I've got photographs of her, though. She was so beautiful.
I think that's something that, again, from a production point of view, they have to obviously film more episodes than they may show, so that they can cherry pick the best stories. And, there's technical things, maybe they didn't catch something that then would nip the whole, it's, semantics, or like little tiny things that influence the decisions they make. But as you said, and I think it comes back to what I was saying, none of us signed up for the project to go we wanted, notoriety and fame. It was like, wow, this is a really cool project. It could make a shift in people's perception of dogs and behavior and their relationship. Yeah, do you know what? That sounds like a good thing to be part of. So therefore, we were all, I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, first series and second series invested in the people having the best possible outcome for whatever their situation was. And I think that, again, was really part of the, again, kudos to the production for being able to see that in each of us, and be able to really identify that. But I mean, they're the team behind First Dates, and they're the team behind the Doghouse. So they absolutely, they're all about, connection, human connections, and telling that story. So shout out to them again, really.
Absolutely. So, okay, I'm gonna put you on it. I just want you, because we're coming to the end of the podcast, so I'm just gonna fire some questions to you. Jo, one thing you learned from filming on the Dog Academy?
Dog training on TV is not easy.
You are absolutely right. Sean, one thing about Grimmy?
He's got a crazy fashion sense. I am so out of touch with fashion, if that is his fashion.
You're just funny. Oh my God. You both of you together are like brothers.
On as well, and he came into the green room mimicking us. He's wearing a jumper with a toggle on, and he's saying, "Oh, this is a farm jumper." And I was like, "A farm jumper is the toggle on there, so you get caught in the machinery and it just pulls in." It's like.
All right. So Grimmy and his fashion sense. Kamal, working with Kay.
Oh God, how much time do you have? I mean, Kay was absolutely, jokes aside, she is an absolute class act.
She is.
She might not be the most attractive, as she was once called #Minger. But no, all jokes aside.
You're kidding? Oh my God, she's gorgeous. By the way, that's why. Gorgeous. That's why he's saying that, because she is gorgeous.
Let me just preface that. Kay is gorgeous inside and out. We love her. She's fantastic. She took a lot of stick from me and Sean. I think you and to be fair, you and Vic, you and Joe balance it out, because we constantly beast her, and she gives as good as she gets. She's great. We love Kay.
I'm going to talk up. First of all, I'm going to talk up Jordan, because I do feel like Jordan, because the producers will work with different people for different cases. And I feel like when Jordan and I get together, it's always on the most difficult case. It's always sort of at the end of the day, we're all knackered. We start the case at about 3:00 in the afternoon. And that when I go, I'm going to swap it. Okay, Jordan, I'm going to do this. And he just looks at me and goes, oh, holy crap. It's you again. You're a nightmare. So I'm going to give a shout out to him, but also to Nick Mirsky, because what an absolute
brainchild behind the genius behind it all.
He's a total genius.
Yeah.
He's a total genius. He has the vision, and he had the vision. To do this beautiful show. And I just want to say shout out to him and to every single member of that crew that you don't see, but work so hard to make this show.
Actually, special shout out to Niall Conroy.
Oh yeah, I know Niall. Oh,
just a wizard.
Him.
He is the most organised person.
How many people do you think's on set? 30, 40 people?
Yeah,
maybe
I'd say
more.
That.
Do you know what I mean? And the guy, you'll not see any of it. Honestly, it's like moving an oil tanker following a dog. These trainer in a dog, and it's just like an oil tanker behind the scenes that's moving around it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, Nick. Obviously, he's the brainchild behind, First Dates, Doghouse, now BDA. I like to refer to him as an evil Gandhi, because he looks like Gandhi aesthetically, but he has this he loves to see us sweat, basically. So he was well up for some of the more challenging things. And when beads of sweat and we're rocking in the corner, he'd come in here and cackle away and wander off with his evil laugh, rubbing his hands. TV gold, and off he'd trundle. But no, he's great. We love Nick.
Yeah, we do. So, you know what, guys, I know there's a lot of you that are listening to the podcast now that are like, oh my gosh, I wish I could see that show. Well, if you are in the UK, you can see that show. It is Thursdays, 8 p.m. Channel 4. If you can't see it, then you can watch it on streaming afterwards on Channel 4. And for those of you as well who want to do like little clips of it, watch it on the YouTube. There is the Bad Dog Academy YouTube channel, and also it's on Facebook. So if you're not in the country, you can see clips of it. And then I also put stuff up on my TikTok page as well. But everybody, if you just go to my Instagram, you'll be able to see the ats to Kamal and Sean and Joe. I'd say follow them, follow everybody. We're all on Facebook. We're all on Instagram. And so you can get more of the behind the scenes stuff. And we really want people to support this show. And the reason is that we are showing how we can deal with really difficult cases in a way where the welfare and well-being of dogs is not compromised. And that's really important and very unique for a dog training show. I'd say it's me or the dog, and because we put a lot of emphasis on that as well. It's me or the dog and this show. We've done other shows. Kamal and I were on Dogs Might Fly for Sky TV. That was incredible. And the same thing, but we really do. And so we just, support our show and support it with watching it. And then please share it, tell your friends, tell your family, talk about it at the water cooler at work the next day. That's what we want.
I think, to be fair, some of the series 1 was shared in other countries, so you can. I'm assuming some
in
way,
Australia,
shape, or form.
series 1 I think was shown. Yeah, the whole series
and Denmark,
was shown. In Denmark.
Yeah, and I think maybe Germany. There was several countries.
Germany too.
So if you go online, I'm sure you can Google it and find it and pick up. But yeah, hopefully the series will be aired internationally. So yeah.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that you guys are really, really busy. But one last thing. Favorite dog that you've done on this show?
Marvin.
Ooh.
Marvin, the Border Collie? Yeah.
Marvin the Mill Collie. Absolutely adored him.
Yep.
Go on, Brownie, you go, because I'm a bit stumped.
For me, it's Molly and Charlie.
I'd probably go Ghost.
Ghost. Canicorsa Ghost, yeah.
Was he the dog that you'd have taken home, Sean?
Yeah, honestly, he was cracking. I'd have had him. He'd have loved being on my yard all day.
Yeah, he would have done, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
You know who I know, Mr. Bollinger. Bolly.
Oh, Mr. Bollinger.
He was a cracking little dog. Yeah, Mr. Bolly. There you go. Done.
There you go, Dan. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on the podcast today. Everybody, watch the Bad Dog Academy, Channel 4, 8 p.m. Thursdays. Definitely tell your friends, your family, and support our show. It's made with a whole load of love, and the people and the dogs will thank you for it. And the last thing I'd say is thank you so much to everybody who bought their dogs and were so transparent and shared their stories with us. We really, really appreciate it. We will see you on our screens. This has obviously come out on the Tuesday. We'll see you on your screens. Our screens are on Thursday, or your screens on Thursday. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this fabulous podcast. And we'll see you again. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to Victoria Stilwell's Positively podcast. For Victoria's online dog training courses, more information, and helpful dog training tips, visit Victoria's official website at positively.com. Get connected on Facebook, Instagram, and other social media as Victoria Stilwell, and follow her on Twitter at Victoria S. Learn to become a professional dog trainer with the Victoria Stilwell Academy at vsdogtrainingacademy.com. And be sure to tune in next time as Victoria helps you and your dog live your best life together. Positively.